This is an introduction to the GLEAW Mini application from GLEAW Technologies. We're at the home page. What you see in large letters and numbers is our current location's GLEAW address. The way you read this address is by looking at the right side, which is the largest amount of area, often 100 plus miles. And on the left side is the tightest amount of area, generally about 100 feet on the side. More often, it's less than that. The accuracy of the GLEAW code is based on the number of cell towers you receive information from. It requires a minimum of 3. For the highest accuracy, it will read the GPS satellite receivers. What you see below in the blue dots moving from left to right is the update frequency of that GLEAW code. Because we're stable, it's not moving at all. By touching here, it will give you the latitude and longitude that represents. Those are for cases where you really need good accuracy. And below that is the quality measure. It tells us how old the GPS code is relative to its last reading. The only time that this will move is if you go down into a canyon or in some remote area where you can receive neither GPS nor cell towers. Below that, we see the GLEAW destination field, which we'll describe later, the map GLEAW feature, which we'll see even a little bit after that, and then the verbal GLEAW. Where verbal GLEAW is useful is it gives us the words that you would need to speak to represent a specific character. You would use these in cases where you're out hiking or someplace remote where you don't have cell towers to use, and you could use a walkie-talkie or VHF radio to communicate your current location. The next feature I want to look at is over here, the share feature. This allows us to send text message, emails, and other mechanisms or applications on your particular device. I'll just hit a text message. Here it brings up your standard text messaging service. At the bottom here is the GLEAW code automatically inserted for you. You can then put in your contacts or other text information that you would like to and send that off. We're going to next look at the Find Your GLEAW feature, which is really pretty interesting. I'm going to put it in satellite mode and then shrink it down. And we're going to go to the beach. What's interesting here is the beach location has no real address. So it becomes very difficult to communicate where you want to go or where people are going to meet. By giving it a long touch, it'll pop up the GLEAW code logo, and I'll touch it again, and it'll show that I can share it. Touch there. And here we see many of the same features we saw before. In this particular case, I'm going to do a copy GLEAW code. And return back to home. And I'm going to paste it here. And say Map GLEAW, and I'm going to choose Google Maps, and we're going to jump directly into Google Maps, an app many of you are familiar with. It'll give us that location, and there's the path to it, and you can use Google Maps as you've used it probably many times before. Because we've jumped cleanly into Google Maps so it's full featured, we need to get out of it to return to the GLEAW Mini application. We'll close out of that. The next feature we're going to demonstrate is what's called Type Ahead. I'll remove that. And we would use this in a case where we want to go someplace nearby, so there's not so many characters we need to type in, often 2, but sometimes 4. And I'm just going to put in AA. And you can see it gives us the Type Ahead letters based on where we currently are. Touch that, and now all the features that we're familiar with can be applied. Again, this is a GLEAW Mini. Up top we see the GLEAW address. This is the tightest resolution destination field. We use this function to speak it. Here to go to a particular address. Share to send it on various utilities, social utilities. And then Find Your GLEAW to find something very specific for a location that does not have a real address. Thank you very much.